Whenever you're ready, man. Greetings and
Say it
welcome,
again.
family, to a special edition of Magnets, Crystals, Pyramids, and Journey to Bliss. Uh, I'm Uncle Hanky, also known as Ankh Rising Sun, and tonight's show is going to be a little something different. I'm going to be interviewed by my brother from the House of Ancestors, Brother Ausere. So before we continue, let us start with the opening commercials. And we had a beautiful show last night with Brother Baba Kamini Ayawatha. Let me put up the Shanu. Let's see how that works. Yeah, that looks good. All right. And remember, wherever you make your comments, let us know, family, what part of the world you are listening from. We appreciate here where you're listening from because you are the Jedi that will make the difference in our world. So, without further ado, let's do our commercials. Here it is, family. The best soup in Brooklyn. Prepared meticulously, exclusively by the world famous Coconut Rob. Coconut Rob, what do you have in this delicious
What did I do?
conundrum? this awesome feast of nutritious delight. Tell us what you hooked it up with.
It's a combination of a couple of things actually.
Couple. Looks like
Yeah.
a whole collage.
Nah, well, the actual base of it is the great northern beans, great northern white beans, and then we did it with a whole, as you would say, a conundrum of vegetables. All right, the malanga cocoa, which I like, of course, it's a root vegetable, but it's low in starch and rich in vitamin B2. So we use that and let that kind of come to a boil in the water, and then that thickens the broth. Wow. Then we use the barrel bananas, butternut squash noodles. Also, we use zucchini noodles, bell peppers, red bell peppers, green bell peppers, yellow bell peppers. And in this one in particular, we brought some both East African and West African seasonings. We used the East African seasoning called a shiro, which is usually used with like miso wet and lentils and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's added like a little bit of spice. And then we use the Ghanaian seasoning in there that's called shitsu, or shitu, actually. It's like a red bean.
Lord have
But
mercy.
this one is all vegan, of course. It's got a nice little spice to it.
Yeah, and
So-
those who are sensitive to salt, is there any salt in here?
Absolutely no salt.
No salt.
We don't use any salt.
What days are you here?
Well, today I'm here Tuesday. Tomorrow I'll be here too, but the soup days are principally Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. But, of course, the public demands, I'm going to probably make a small one also tomorrow as well.
Excellent. And
look good?
yeah, man. What's the contact number?
Oh, 347-243-1678. And of course, you know I'm here at Nicholas, Brooklyn.
1396 Fulton
1396
Street
Fulton
in Brooklyn,
Street.
between New York and Brooklyn Avenue. God
Absolutely.
bless the cook and the time it took.
The toppings are arugula, avocados, a mango chutney, a cucumber chutney, and culantro, or what they call shadow benny. Baby spinach and baby arugula.
Excellent. Yummy, yummy for your tummy.
Peace, family. I wanted to show you some of these great quality t-shirts that were designed by the brother Shaka. The I Am t-shirts. I am a generator, an operator, and a destroyer. Great quality t-shirts, 100% cotton. If you'd like one of these t-shirts, reach out to the brother Shaka at N as in Nancy, F as in Frank, N as in Nancy, Shaka at gmail.com. That's NFN Shaka at gmail.com. Thank you. Have a beautiful day.
Okay, and we got to also have the support. We need your support, family, for the young musicians that's up and coming. Family, I am here with a magical moment of young musicians. And this is Kim, Sister Kim, and she has a message about investing into the future musicians of our community. Sister Kim, tell us what you got here.
Hi everyone, Kim, proud parent of children at the Big Apple Leadership Academy for the Arts. We teach HBCU high stepping marching band to our kids from age 5 and up. It is a free after school program, tuitionless, and it's open to all. Our kids are amazing. If you can, jump on our website. We're looking for support, donations. Our kids need new instruments so that they can high step on. Our website is www.bola.org, BALAA.org. And I appreciate the time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And so, family, listen up close. We're talking about investing in the artists of tomorrow. By investing in them, if you have a little expendable change to invest in the youth, the genius, this is the opportunity. And in this description on this video will be the details of sending your donation to PayPal or Zelle or Cash App.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. So thank you for your support. Our children are the future.
Remember to subscribe, share, and like this video. And magnets, crystals, pyramids, and remember to journey to the bliss.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Welcome to Magnets, Crystals, and Pyramids, and Journey to Bliss. Like, subscribe, and share. Thank you, and Ashe.
Putting out a call to the warrior in you, to the healer in you, the king, the queen, the magician, the lover in you. Every single day, we are called to walk in our purpose. Answer the call. Lay down your burden and anything that holds you back and take your rightful place. The battle is everywhere. It's right in your face. Let's go.
Welcome to Magnets, Crystals, and Pyramids. Success is your destiny. Yes. Love, wisdom, power. Remember always who you are. Yes. Yes. I am love, wisdom, power. Yes. Yes. I am love. Yes. Power. Yes. I am yes. I am love, wisdom, power. Yes. Yes. I am love, wisdom, power. Master. Yes. I am. Yes. Love, wisdom, power. Yes. I am. Say yes to yourself. Yes. I am. Yes. I am. Master. I am. Yes.
Okay, thank you everyone for being patient with the introduction. And we do our I am invocation before we move into this spirit guided show. I want to thank my brother from House of Ancestors, Brother Asar. He is actually the instrument to create this show. He reached out to me, and I want to thank you, Brother Asar, for being the force to make this happen tonight. And without further ado, let's do our I am invocation. I am in me. I am in Brother Asar. I am in Miss Bliss. I am in you, the listening audience, now and in the future. We individually and collectively, in the spirit of Ubuntu, thank you for being born. Thank you for being alive. Thank you for surviving the adolescent storms of our formative years. Thank you. And we wish you collectively, individually, to realize what your mission in this incarnation. And we're wishing you success and happiness in fulfilling your purpose. And as we always do at the start of the show, we look into the past like waves in the ocean as we move the boat of Ra, of our consciousness, and look at the waves in the past, and we say, thank you to all the souls from our past lives. Please forgive me, all souls from my past lives, as I forgive all souls from my past lives. And most of all, I forgive myself. And as we turn our consciousness into the here and now and unlimited possibilities of the future, we say, yes, I am forgiving all souls and all life creations now and into the future. And I ask that all souls in this life and in the future to please forgive me. And most of all, yes, I am forgiving myself. And we now bring our awareness into the forces of nature that's within us. As the ancients taught, ye are gods, children of the one most high. Psalms 82:6. Ye are gods. And Luke 17:21, kingdom of heaven is within you, within me, in the spirit of Ubuntu. So we say and invite, thank and invite Elegba, Oshun, goddess of love, Yemaya, mother ocean, Oya, the spirit of the wind. We thank Ogun, Shango, Ochosi, Obatala. We thank the forces within us. We thank and invite Buddha, Lady Buddhas, Krishna, Lakshmi, goddess of mercy, Kuan Yin. We thank and invite ascended masters, gatekeeper of Mount Shasta in Northern California, our big brother, Saint Germain. We invite the latest Christ, born in the Congo of Africa, Simeon Toko. We invite you to be on this show, who call forth an army of black angels, muscle bound, bulletproof, turned over the tanks, turned over the artillery and heavy duty machinery, and ran the terrorist Belgium occupational energy out of the Congo. We thank you and invite you to be on the show. We call on Ascended Master from Senegal, Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba, who wrote 7 tons of prayers. Some so powerful, they said they buried them in the ocean. He was bulletproof, hungry lion proof, walked on water, and also set in a giant bonfire that the French tried to burn him. And he stayed in the fire writing prayers until his mama said, come out of that fire. Come on home. We invite you, Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba and Sheikh Ibrahim. We acknowledge Melchizedek. We thank and invite to be on the show. Yeshua, some of our contemporaries call Jesus. And we call on Yeshua's mom, Black Madonna, Mother Mary, to be on the show. We call upon Enoch, the Ethiopian, who ascended into the heavens and became Metatron, to be with us today. We call on Angel of Healing, Archangel Raphael, to join us. We call on the Angel of Protection to surround our brothers, sisters, our family, friends, and loved ones, wherever they may be, that we have our deflector shields of impenetrable safety through Archangel Michael, Archangel Michael. We we always remember in spoken word or in our mind, Archangel Michael, that you will surround us and protect us from ignorance, known and unknown, seen and unseen. We call upon and invite upon the show Archangel Gabriel. We call Archangel Uriel, angel of knowledge and enlightenment, to be on the platform. We call upon Marcus Mosaic Garvey, Frederick Douglass, P.B. Randolph. We call upon Elijah Muhammad, El Hajj Malik El Shabazz, also known as Malcolm X. We call upon Nat Turner. We call on John Brown. We call upon Chief Geronimo, Chief Osceola, Chief Crazy Horse, Chief Sitting Bull, Chief Seattle. We call on South African Zulu shaman, Credo Mutwa, to be with us on this platform. We call upon the Ascended Masters, Seraphis Bey, Sanat Kumara Kuthumi. We call upon our Ascended Master Sisters, Goddess of Harmony, Goddess of Love, Heteru, Asar, Aset, Tahuti, also known as Toth, Ratah, White Buffalo Calf Woman, Quetzalcoatl. We call for divine intervention upon our beautiful pearly planet, that cross-eyed, short-sighted world leaders, known and unknown, seen and unseen, human and non-human, we ask for divine intervention to take place upon our beautiful planet, our pearly planet, throughout the surface of the world. We ask the presence of ascended masters from galactic sources of Orion star system, Palladian star system. We call on Andromeda galaxy, ascended masters only, to join and literally have a consciousness coup upon all the inhabitants of planet Earth. May your golden touch of enlightenment touch the masses. May your golden touch of enlightenment touch the world leaders, the military industrial complex. May they have the golden touch of illumination of their DNA into consciousness, higher consciousness of love supreme and love's wisdom and love's magic. We're asking for divine intervention on this planet, and may we each do our daily work day by day. We acknowledge and thank you, everyone, for being on our platform. I want to thank and bless our brother Ausere from the House of Ancestors, and we want to thank you, brothers and sisters, for being on the show. And let's see how this flows. Thank you, thank you, thank you. In the spirit of Ubuntu, let's get it on. Thank you, brother. How we looking?
Peace, peace, peace.
Okay, I hear you good. Family, let me know how the sound is. We have people putting in the chat where they're listening from. We got Dominican Republic. We have, let's see. Thank you, Maya Chavez. Marietta, Georgia. Tallahassee, Florida. Good to see you, Rob Moses. It's been a minute. Oklahoma. Thank you, family, for wherever you're listening. Put it in the chat. All right, let the family know, brother Ausere, what you rocking with, man. What's your purpose of doing this?
Oh man, it's good. It's good to have you on, man. I go by Ausere though, Ausere, or God Ausere, man. So again, man, usually how we do this, man, is I'm first and foremost just gonna say, this is Order the Ancestors Radio, where ancient knowledge and spirituality meets hip hop and culture. I am your host and I am your plug for all spiritual information as it pertains to what's happening today. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we here, man. It's good to be here. It's good to have the brother Hank rising on, man. So, we kind of doing a double tonight. So, I'm on your platform and you on mine. So it's good to be here, man. Uh, good to have you.
Yeah, and good for you. Glad to
Yeah.
have you, man. I just want to make sure, is your sound good on your end? Every, sound
Yeah, my sound is
sound?
good.
Your
Yeah,
sound is
how's
good?
yours?
Okay.
Yeah.
And family, let us know um, that the sound is okay on our end. Just let if you hear anything, any distortion, please let us know because this is the first time we're trying this. So I thank you, my brother. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Did I say it right? Asar?
Asir.
Asir. What's the difference
Yeah.
between Asir and Asar? That almost sound the same, man.
Yeah, it sounds similar, but it's Asir. I should have put my name up
That's all
on the
right.
thing, but it's Ausere. Yeah, Ausere. Yeah,
So
definitely.
I could just share with
Yeah.
you and the family the latest things I've been working with. Uh, for those of us who are familiar with the Bible, House of Ancestors, in the Bible, and I want to acknowledge the messages that Billy Carson, uh, another brother who wrote the book about Eden, the name is coming to me, Wallace. Uh, we've been genetically tampered with. We have been literally, we somebody who had way advanced knowledge tens and thousands of years ago, maybe even 100,000 years ago, literally came from other planets and enslaved, created a form of humans for the purpose of physical slavery. And that's where the question rises in the book of Genesis, let us, and God said, let us create man in our image.
Image.
So they were given these messages throughout the Bible, because this is a Bible, Christianity is one of the biggest religions presently on the planet. I think followed behind that is Islam. Followed behind that is, I think, either Buddhism or Hinduism. Um, so coming back as far as my reference, because that's where I grew up as a Christian, a Jehovah Witness. The one thing they did teach you is the Bible, memorize the books of the Bible, Genesis, Exodus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. But the real Bible, family, is to get your hands on an Ethiopian Bible that has the 20 missing books, because the Ethiopian Bible is the original text that goes back hundreds of years without um, uh, rewrites and remixes for the purpose of slavery, and saying in the Bible, masters, slaves obey your masters, and things of sort. Because religion can liberate you, or religion can chain your consciousness and wrap it with fear. Now, what spirit of chi, prana, ki in the ocean of existence is there a individual entity that say, "Oh, you better fear me," or speaking of, uh, "I'm a jealous God." This is just the kind of stuff that's in the Bible, King James version. That sounds like a human personality with some high end technology. Saying all that to say, question everything. And as I said last night on the platform with brother Kaba Hiawatha Kamini, question Dick Gregory said when he was alive and when I was in my formative years, family, question everything. Question everything. And the question is, if I am all that ever was and all that ever is, my brother Asir, why should I fear the force that brings life into my being, and what entity created chaos and confusion when there was humans becoming powerful enough to build a tower, and then there was a god that created languages to confuse and stop the building of this awesome tower. And who is the God in Genesis chapter 6, verse 3 that says, I am going to cut the lifespan of humans to 120 years? When Adam almost lived to 1,000 years, Noah lived several hundred, almost 1,000 years. So who messed with our DNA so that we start aging after 25? This is the questions. So we literally women today, Ausere and family, ladies, on average, you only have a 20-year window of fertility. And men, we have a few more decades if we take care of our health, eat right, drink tea. Uh, but our lifespan, somebody created the most horrendous disease on the planet. And this disease is called old age. Yeah, I got some frost. I got frost in my bumper.
That's wisdom. It's wisdom.
I call it wisdom. I call it genetic manipulation. Uh,
Yeah.
all right. So here we are living because men, we're slow. Brother Asir, and you could probably attest to this. We are slow bloomers. You know, our sisters, they bloom faster than us. But then we become better as time progresses. And in a lot of ways, I'd say that we presently we begin to mature between 40 and 50. So you got to be an old soul, my brother Asir, for you to be setting up this platform, coming back. And yes,
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. This is definitely not my first time here, to say the least. I like to say, uh, more of an old soul, but a youthful spirit. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
Um, but I wanted to kind of chime in on something that you said in terms of, when we asked the question like who created all of this confusion and this chaos that we experience. But I oftentimes hear people ask like, you know, we how did we fall from being so high, to where we were, to where we are right now? And one of the things that I come up with sometimes is that um, what do you give a person who has everything? Because the whole thing is to master your dualistic nature. So in order for us to master the dark side of ourselves, did we not have to fall to the lowest point in order for us to transmute that energy so that we can really go to the next level? Because we don't grow when things are the same. We only grow through challenges. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the things that I kind of, um, you know, that's one of the ways I've been looking at it here lately, because it's a lot of things going on right now on the planet. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot going on, a lot of confusion, a lot of distractions, a whole lot, you know. So
very well said. I would like to acknowledge my brother Lloyd Strayhorn from Numbers and You on his YouTube platform, and also my co-host is Miss Bliss, and they brought it to my attention. I'm not an astrologer; I just know a little bit about numbers, but at present there are a lot of planets in our solar system that is doing something called retrograde. And what I noticed, the retrograde is bringing up unresolved karma, unresolved issues individually or in family or in relationships. Uh, Look at what's going on in the Middle East. This is some unresolved occupation. Uh, so you have a lot of this unresolved thing. And talking of the shadow side, we can't go into the light until we deal with the darkness of our unresolved traumas. Now, I don't know many people in our indigenous community who go to a therapist. You know, the only thing we've had is the therapy really has been either the church or the liquor store and how we have addressed our trauma. But now in the time that we're in, Brother Ausere and family, I find that there's certain sacred plants that help heal through awareness, the dark side of our nature, such as the African entheogen called iboga, the South American medicine called ayahuasca, what Dr. Sabi and Dr. Master Kalindi Ayi, special acknowledgement to Mama Ayana, and also Mama Anna. Special acknowledgement to our brother. I have to start invoking his acknowledgement, Chief Nighthawk, and want to acknowledge also Sincere Seven and all the medicine brothers and sisters doing their work in this life. Sister Rain and Sister Joanna, Dr. Oswald. So a special salutation to all the medicine people who feel the urgency of Mother Earth's call. I want to thank my brother Steve. I want to thank my South American brothers and sisters who've heard the call of urgency to where we are in the world, because unaddressed shadows on a collective level, Brother Ausere, it seems like that's where the craziness is, and people look for remedies. Sometimes they look for quick remedies, smoke away their pain or drink away their pain. But sometimes you just got to, let the boots hit the dirt and address the pain and forgiveness of the violations, whether we were the perpetuators, whether we were perpetuated upon, and sometimes multi-generational pain, like dealing with the plant kingdom saw us when we first incarnated down to the earth. The plant kingdom is the record. Talk about the acacia tree, the baobab tree, the plants, tobacco. They all remember when we first came down and we were fully enlightened. We were enlightened beings, and then we started to get seduced by what we could see, the pretty booties, as the brothers would see, the hues and the fine looking ladies. I mean, sometimes I look at, I remember the Bible story where they said, oh, the angels looked and favored upon the women. There must have been some fine looking sisters back in biblical times, had their, they ooh la la swag, and until angels in heaven were like, yo, I want to smack that. I'll be back. Let me go down here and do. So we got a lot of stuff. So I think we're survivors of ancient nuclear wars between Atlantis and India and Atlantis and Lemuria. So I really believe, Brother Ausere and family, we're in a stone age of existence right now. We're in the stone age of religion, stone age technology. We're still using oil from the earth to move machinery. When Nikolai Tesla said electricity is in the air. So we're using stone age education. We got jacked up public education from Rockefeller, where he wanted to make mental slaves out of the whole population. He just wanted to make slaves. We're in a mess. We're in a mess, and at the same time, I think there's a wave of souls that's coming into the world that's highly evolved and not taking everything laying down. I mean, what did we do to be cast down to earth? I say it because what did we do in our past lives, Brother Ausere and my brothers and sisters, that brought us to this planet? Did we owe karmically another galaxy that we might have stomped out and snuffed out? Do we, is this right now? This planet is a prison planet of chicken farm consciousness, of unresolved issues.
So can I ask you this? Speaking about the planet, the planetary changes and everything, I'm pretty sure a lot of us, especially those who are more empathic, those who are really tapped in, like we can feel the shifts taking place even in our physical bodies. DNA upgrades and activations going on. You might have you know, things going on inside your head. You might have things going on inside your gut where your intuition lives, because our abilities are strengthening. But at the same time, like the DNA upgrades, it's like, when does it end? So I wanted to ask you a question from your experience. Do you feel like, um, you know, moving into, as Earth shifts her frequency, moving into this higher vibration, do you feel like these ascension symptoms and these DNA upgrades will continue to happen throughout the duration of life? You know, sort of like our cell phone goes through upgrades, or do you feel like it'll get to a point to where we've upgraded enough to where, okay, we just kind of just flatline?
I think, brother Ausere, family, on both platforms, I think we're just beginning with the upgrades. I believe that our solar system, our galaxy, is traveling through a sector of space that's activating our so-called junk DNA, so-called, where our 12-strand blueprint activation is happening. I believe that the planet is literally spinning through a part of the universe that is activating the God genes within each of us. And empathically speaking, I know we have to protect ourselves angelically, also with crystals. Our legacy is in our blood, in our genes, to use crystal technology. Our cell phones are crystal technology. The screen is liquid crystal display, LCD. So we are already technically using low technology innovations of crystal technology. However, in my experiments and in my lab zone, I found that certain crystals will protect you from negativity of the environment or hostile frequencies that doesn't promote your God gene from awakening, Asir. So things such as black tourmaline, onyx,
Yeah.
obsidian, pyrite, lodestone, amazonite, fluorite. Uh, I found that mixing them together and then even putting them on my phone for the purpose
Yeah, I have
of
a few of those on me. I
cell
have a
phone
few of those on me right
radiation.
now.
Yeah, this changes. It doesn't block. You don't want to block the cell phone radiation because then the phone won't work. You can do that if you wrap your phone in aluminum foil. It will not work. If you get a
Mm.
material called, and I just thought of Michelle from the um, WhatsApp chat. If you wrap your phone in silver cloth that you can purchase on eBay or Amazon and wrap your phone around the silver cloth, the EMF shield cloth, your phone won't work. It'll stop. Pardon. So we have to know how to go back to the crystal technology because we never got the overview introduction in our young years or hematite. Thank you, hematite, um, shungite. Yep, these are very
Yep.
protective crystals from the earth. That
Onyx.
yes, yes,
Yep.
and when you combine them together and create, you can actually create a shield. Like I'm wearing a, 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 a double pyramid right now. I'm wearing a double pyramid.
Mm.
I put up a picture, and it's
Yeah.
made up of lapis and amethyst and all these crystals that we just spoke of and more to protect. While we are having our God DNA being activated, we don't need to have cross currents of
Right.
negativity from family or associates because we are like fallen angels. Our community is almost like fallen angels because the glory of our ancestral past was when we were known as not Negro, not African, because African is a Roman word. We were known as Atlanteans
Mm.
and Atlantis. At Get the book, family. It's called Hermeneutic Interpretations by Fabre d'Olivier. And it was written in France in the 1700s. And he said that's what the black race originally called themselves. At means master, Lant means universe. And when Atlantis sunk, all of the dominion, global dominion, went to Europeans who were before that our slaves, and we didn't treat them good. And they remember. And they said, we better not ever let these Atlanteans ever wake up. And hopefully they will forget that they forgot. And it wasn't one area of the world. The whole planet was Atlantis. That's why we find ancient pyramids all over the world, including the South Pole, North Pole, Europe, Africa, Central, South America, North America, everywhere, because we literally, At means master, Lant means universe. So once Atlantis sunk, it was a flip of the script. And that's what the rest of the book, Hermeneutic Interpretation, talks about, the spread of the European crusade to say, hey, let's take over. Let's take over. And then there's also another life form in the Earth's interior. Credo Mutwa spoke of it. Carlos Castaneda spoke of it. And when I was in Hawaii, the kahuna, John Kamiikawa, spoke on the reptilian. The ones who really run the world are intraterrestrials. They're inside.
Right. And a lot of those had to go back inside of the earth, because right now, especially with the I don't know if you saw yesterday, I think it was like the past 3 days, there was, it was talk about a magnetic storm. You know what I'm saying? That came from the sun. And, the solar flares was so strong that there was interference going on. And, some of these people that write these reports, it affect them differently than it may affect us. So, but a lot of that, even when we look at like the so-called queen, a lot of them end up shaping back and going back inside the earth, because they can no longer survive on the earth's surface. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they definitely go inside. Definitely.
Well, inside is almost like, well, what do we do when the weather gets bad? We go in the house. We don't go up on the rooftop.
Right.
And we're living on the rooftop of the planet. So the natural habitat is in the Earth's interior. And our ancestors originally, we come from the Earth's hollow. And the average lifespan, family, Brother Ausere, all your listening audience, average lifespan is 1,500 years. On the Earth's surface, it's only 60 to 80 or 120 if you're lucky. But who wants to be 120 and be decrepit? You want to be 120 looking like you in your 20s.
Right.
Or 400 and looking like you're in your 20s. The Earth's interior, you're not mature until you got 500 years under your belt. So we're literally surface survivors of ancient cataclysmic destruction of civilizations that have risen and fallen. And there is a energy from an ancient nuclear war. I believe this energy is called deuterium. Deuterium is like a invisible cloud that covers the earth, that causes aging and disease, according to the latest research in the Ivy League schools. And it's found in water and concentrated in food, deuterium. And the research is how to remove deuterium from the water and ultimately the food, because when you remove deuterium from water, there's regeneration of the cells. Plants grow like crazy. And in the Earth's interior, there isn't any deuterium because they haven't had interrupted civilizations. Their civilizations are uninterrupted for millions of years. So here on the Earth's surface, the rooftop savages, we're considered like rooftop surface savages in the Stone Age. And that's why you have all of this chaos, because you have radiation poisoning from deuterium and the food, and now you got chemtrails. They're trying to shut down the it's almost like a strange form of Planet of the Apes, where the apes are the humans on the Earth's surface, and they're trying to either shut them down or genetically mutate them into something that's impotent. We're in some strange times. However, the rope of our salvation from my metaphysical studies. Sorry, that's my cat stepping on my keyboard. Get off my keyboard, man. Get. My cat actually stepped on my keyboard, man. I gotta. He wants me to feed him, so he decided to sit on my keyboard. Okay, I'm gonna feed you.
Right.
The remedy is calling on what our ancient ancestors called on, our I am. We are hardwired. When we say I am, all of existence literally says a self-realized God or goddess realizes is speaking. And let's create whatever follows the words I am. So that is our rope of hope. And from my experiences, Brother Ausere and family, from driving my car to riding my bike and saying, I am divinely protected. Yes, I am. It changes my frequency. I can feel a sense of calm and protection. So I recommend everyone, wherever you are, to say, I am divinely protected every day in every way, especially before sleep and before leaving your home of safety.
Oh yeah, and another thing too is right now, what with the dimension shifting, the veil is already thin, and then remember we are in the month of October as well, so very, very thin right now. So the divine protection is also a very important thing. Again, the spiritual warfare is real. You got opposing, it's a polar opposite to everything, and so there's always, different, forces who know who you are. You don't have to be physically, you don't have to be physically out in the open for these beings to know exactly who you are and what you came here to do. You know what I'm saying? Some people might be, more out in the open, but then you have other beings other people who might feel like there's been an opposing force working against them their whole life. Sometimes we incarnate in families because we have to, and we wonder why, like, they say we choose our families or we chose to incarnate through a certain family. The reason being, we might be like, why do we choose this particular family to incarnate through? Because I mean, this shit is hell. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, we have to realize, like, we came here to learn lessons. Like, this planet is it's a school. We down here to get our masters and
Yeah.
graduate and not have to come back to school. I don't know. I know I'm not trying to come back. I mean, unless we so choose to come back. So that takes work, and it's definitely not easy. And the times that we in right now is very critical. It only happens every so often, over every 2,000 years, the change of an age. So for us to actually be here right now, witnessing this is it's a very rare event, to say the least.
Very well said. Very well said. And if anyone in the listening audience have any questions, it's like a Q&A also. I'll post your questions up on the screen. It's a free flow. Tonight is not any particular subject matter other than just reviewing some of the insights and some of the purposes, and understanding there are evil forces that want to keep people a slave, and especially the social media spin masters. So, like right now,
Yeah.
the way our body is designed, and I'm gonna post this picture here. I haven't put this up in a while. I'm putting up a picture, family, of those who are listening. Your chakra, your sex chakra is your boiler room. I'm gonna share this. Your sex chakra is your boiler room, and from your sex chakra, there's a book by Elizabeth Hike, and the book was called Sexual Energy and Yoga. And in the book, Elizabeth Hike says spiritual energy materialized is sexual energy. Sexual energy cultivated is spiritual energy restored. So the forces that wish humanity to be slaves, they don't want the creative energy from the boiler room of our physical bodies to rise above our navel. So that's why media promotes hypersexual activity, because they understand the mechanics of humans, that if you focus on the first chakra, you never can activate the magic and the creativity of the higher chakras.
Exactly. And I wanted to ask you about that. That was my next thing. Like, for that very reason, do you feel like, because if you look at even like the music, we don't, I mean, we always had sexual music when it pertains to females, but now it's just like savagery. We went from, we don't hear as much Lauryn Hill, we don't hear as much, you know what I'm saying? The Badu and all of that. We got Sexy Reds and Cardi B's, and do you feel like, the reason why a lot of that is going on is that because she, the modern woman as a collective, especially in the Western world, is more stuck in her lower nature and her primal nature, and it's not rising up. And I know that, that's intentional. You know what I'm saying? But I'm asking you, like, what's your take on that? Like, how you feel
Oh,
about
it's intentional. Even the record executives
it? Yeah.
have been pushing. They didn't want progressive rap or hip hop. They wanted a degraded form to feed the prison industrial complex, to
Absolutely.
fill the prisons with young men that, because of being attacked on multiple sides, this is going back into the 60s. And
Right.
as I continue to live, I'm starting to say, our ancestors made some mistakes, man. Like going back into the 50s, going into the 60s, they've made some mistakes, so they didn't have their tactical agenda correct. Because that's a good question. Because and I'm gonna get to that, Slim Diesel. The separation of the family was one of the main things that broke up progress. The destruction of black schools, black finances, black schools. So I'm starting to question, what kind of integration, or was it dissolving? Because there's Chinatown here in New York City. There's Little Italy. There's Little India in Brooklyn and in Queens. But where the majority of the population are of their culture, and they hold together their network, and they have their elders, like in Chinatown. If the one person wants to start a business, they have their elders. Uh, where's the elders in our community? I had an elder tell me there is none. So
Mm.
that has to be resurrected. And we just had a big mama medicine form collective of mothers, grandmothers coming together on the platform of Magnus Crystal's Pyramids on YouTube to help restore the big mama, grandmas. Now, I know a sister who her family's from originally from Jamaica, and she wanted to wild out. She wanted to get naked on social media, but she was restrained because she didn't want to bring shame upon her family. So the ones who are on social media practicing this degradation, where's their family? Where's their mother? Where's their father? Or do they have no one to answer to? Because you got to say, who are they answering to? What community do they live in? So, but I want to acknowledge my big sister, Diana Farr. She said, we're living in a dark cycle of time. It's called Kali Yuga. And in this dark period of time, this is what the Buddhists say, the worst of humanity has to be born. So I'm acknowledging my brother Laji, where he says, you have literally, and also Nikolai Tesla said, the worst of humanity, even the women, this is the worst of humanity being born in the dark cycle of Kali Yuga. So right now, the reason you're seeing all this craziness, and I was said to another big sister of mine, the feminine principle, women are sleeping in the Kali Yuga cycle. Their spiritual faculties are sleeping. Because sometimes, people want to point fingers, say, oh, men made the world crazy. No, we're in a dark cycle where young souls have to learn harsh lessons. Young souls in the dark cycle have to learn lessons. So this is a huge topic, man.
And in that dark, and also too, remember that, like, in that dark phase, in that dark cycle is also where transformation begins and where it takes place at. We wanna be illuminated, and we want to illuminate, but some of us, we don't want to go through that dark phase that we have to go through in order to be able to illuminate. I hear a lot of people say, especially with what they call in New Age spirituality, about being, oh, I'm a light worker, and I'm a light worker, and but how much darkness did you have to go through before you illuminate? You don't focus on going toward the light, you focus on becoming the light while in darkness.
You got that right.
Now, we actually in the middle of the reason why we at the lowest, it seems like on the planet at the lowest point, is because right before there's about to be a breakthrough, you have to hit your lowest point before you can break out of that phase. So we actually in that incubation period, just like the baby when it's in the womb for 9 months, it is in complete darkness before it actually is birthed into this paradigm of this reality. So I feel like right now we in that incubation period, going through those growing pains, just like a mother has to go through growing pains for 9 months before she births, that child. So we looking at ourselves right now. We being forced to look at ourselves real deeply. Like a lot of that shit that you held in for so long, that you tried to hide, you can't run from it no more. The earth is seeing its own shadow. Everyone on this planet is seeing their own shadow, whether individually or collectively. So it's crucial right now. It's very crucial, which is why I really wanted to speak to you about this topic, end times, and these events that's taking place, man. It's serious. Yeah.
And as a young up and coming brother, that's why I took this time, and hopefully your listening audience have some young folks that can realize right now we're in a dark cycle. We're in this I call, the more I live, the more I call this prison planet chicken farm Earth, filled with, in our community, broken hearts, wounded souls.
Absolutely.
From multi-generations during the Kali Yuga cycle, during the cycle of darkness and chaos. So young souls can incarnate and learn harsh lessons. And that's why I said, if you don't have a pistol, you better have a crystal, because we are being assaulted by the geometry even of our homes. We're living in cubes, and our ancestors lived in igloos and lived in houses, round houses. We lived in pyramid shape. We lived in organic shapes. So that the remedy is triangulating the corners putting a round disc, maybe even a wooden coaster in the corners of your room so that it will activate your God DNA. There's a different experience, family. If you get an acacia coaster off of eBay or Amazon and then glue it, Ausere, to the corner, wherever there's corners in your ceiling and in your floor, put an acacia coaster, a round one, on the floor, hot glue it, or put double-sided tape to the floor. See how I got my corners? Look, let me show you. I got pyramids everywhere.
Oh yeah, I know you do. Definitely.
Now, that's the corner. All right. Now, if I didn't have the skill set, I'm just imagining not everybody knows how to create triangles. Get a acacia. Go online, and you don't cost much. Go online and get an acacia coaster. A round wooden coaster. Acacia wood is the tree of life, burning bush of Moses, Ark of the Covenant, Noah's Ark. It's a spirit wood. And you put that in the corners of your bedroom, corners of your bathroom, corners of your workroom. And what that will do is that will restore the natural flow of energy to cultivate and activate your 12-strand DNA. And I'm saying that this is the first time I'm dropping that recipe on social media. Use acacia coasters, hot glue them to the corners, and then where you would sit the cup, you put an I am affirmation. Yes, I am earthly wealth and abundance, and write it in a circle. And then you put that I am affirmations on your bathroom mirror at the head of your bed, but triangulate so that you change the projects. And if you ever notice, projects have low ceilings and a bunch of 90-degree corners. What you do is change the projects to a pyramid complex, because that energy that circulates from having the wooden coasters in the corners of the ceiling and the wooden coasters in the base of the floor, that spinning energy travels through the floors to activate your 12-strand DNA. That's because as men, we got to deal with remedies. And I'm going to say this too. This is a download I'm getting. Square corners imbalances testosterone and estrogen. It jacks you up. Square corners mess up your nature.
Yeah.
That's why when I was working in when I was working in New York City in City Hall, there was no square corners in City Hall. The rectangular doorways, it was round.
Right.
The low ceilings was rounded out in the corners. It was just rounded out from the plaster. There was no square corners in City Hall because that's a place of leadership, rulership. But whenever you want men shutting down people's DNA, put them in a square cube. And that will shut down your testosterone. That'll make you sound like Mickey Mouse in years to come, and have women act outside of their nature because you're in an unnatural habitat. And if you don't have acacia coasters, you get yourself some paper plates, round paper plates, double or triple it up and tape it to the corners. It's that crucial. And notice how your whole demeanor shifts. Notice how you even have triangulation on the money. A dollar bill has pyramids on it. It don't have a cube.
Right.
You get stuck thinking, being hypnotized. Why is there a pyramid instead of a cube? And why are you living inside of a cube? And why does your phone have a square screen? And why is your TV a square screen? How come it isn't round?
Right.
Things to think about.
Right.
Because the roundness of your eyes, and if your cell phone had a round screen, flip it open, there's harmonics that would happen that would also activate your 12-strand DNA. So they keep you
boxed in.
by square screens on your cell phones, square screens on your TV, and square screens on your medicine cabinet mirror. But in fairy tales, they show the witches saying, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest?" But what shape is that mirror, brother?
Right. Right.
It ain't square,
Absolutely.
it's oval or round. So we got to start thinking if we're going to activate our DNA hidden in plain sight. Another thing that shuts down feminine magic are women who miseducated to think that they have to have on pants that split the yoni stargate energy into two halves, and they become fake masculine energy, especially supported by Hollywood media and the women, the European women that started the feminist movement. The sisters bought it hook, line,
Yeah.
and sinker, and then the feminist women went home to their husbands and children. And the
Right.
sisters like, I don't need no man. And then
Right.
get women artists to sing that madness to miseducate generations. So yeah, while the that is mirror magic. Your phone is mirror magic. It's a liquid crystal display. So change it from if you can't change it, or imagine getting some fingernail polish and then just rounding out the corners of your cell phone screen. It's the first time I'm sharing this. Sarah, you're making me conjure up stuff.
Man, come with it. Let it flow.
Yo, change your cell phone screen to round by rounding off with fingernail polish, preferably blue, to change
And
your cell phone shield, your cell phone view to oval instead of square.
and all mirrors when you dealing with spiritual practice are all like anybody that knows are all round. You know, nobody does spiritual mirror magic with a square mirror. I mean, if you do, I hadn't seen it, you know.
Now you're hitting on it. Now you're hitting on it. You see, we have all this genetic memory inside of us if we just question. Another thing, what is a mirror made of? Biggest thing mercury, biggest thing a mirror is made of is covered with mercury. And what is the nature of mercury? Mercury is communication and opening. Mercury is used in spiritual practices in Santeria, Yoruba, and beyond. That mirror magic it has to have mercury.
Right.
So your mercury on the mirror, which makes it shiny, is literally creating a super unnatural environment with a square mirror.
Hmm. Right. Right.
And what is so beautiful about our sisters? It ain't no flat back. It's round. All
Yes,
the way
indeed.
round.
Yes, indeed.
Front and back. It ain't
Yeah.
got to be big. It don't have to be, small, medium, and large, but it's round.
Mhm.
That's powerful.
Yes, indeed.
And remember, I don't know if you remember, it might have been before your time, Ausere. Remember Gumby? You ever heard of Gumby?
I remember Gumby.
Well, the evil people in Gumby's cartoon was the blockheads. They had square heads and they were never
Right.
happy.
Yeah.
And they had Gumby's head going up and then up, rounded. Everything about Gumby's head was round.
Right.
Symbols. And as far as somebody was asking Slim Diesel, it depends on your lifestyle. How long does it take the boiler room to rise to the crown? Well, it depends on your diet. If you're drinking herbal teas, get the book called Get the book called Cultivating Male Sexual Energy, but also get the book called Radiant Health by Ron T. Garden, because ginseng has 19 other brothers and sisters that normalize testosterone in men and normalizes estrogen in women. It's called Radiant Health. All right. So I hope that helps answer your question.
Also, too, to add to that, I know I heard you speak about semen retention too. So when for a male that's raising that energy up, it definitely happens quicker when you retaining your seed. But you have to intentionally raise that energy or redirect that energy, because if you just let it sit there and don't do anything with it, man, it's rough. It's like, nah, you can't do it. You can't do it. So
Listen,
yeah, man,
I'm going to
definitely
share.
important.
I'm glad you're bringing this up, Asir, my
Yeah.
younger brother. I'm going to share with you what happened to me. I was in my early 20s
Mhm.
and I got involved with an older woman. She was in her late 20s, almost 30. But she was on something called a copper IUD. She had a child, so she didn't want to get pregnant. She would love when in my early 20s that I would ejaculate in her. She was like, "Oh boy, I got it, I got it, I got it." She would go to sleep with my liquid
Yeah.
crystal in her. And she wanted me to do this repetitiously until one time, family, I literally felt as I ejaculated, I felt my soul cry.
Mm.
And I said, I don't know. I had a moment, an epiphany, said, I don't know what I'm doing in this
Yeah.
realm of sex. And that's when I got the book, Cultivating Male Sexual Energy, started reading by Montauk Chia, because I had no idea what I was doing. And then I started learning how the functions, the mechanics of the body works, sexually speaking. And men, we study women mechanics because of our sexual urge. But women have not been taught by their mothers or their grandmothers to learn men mechanics. How
Right.
often have you met a young lady that is clueless to the mechanics of a man?
Mm.
So, women, you have to learn, take the time to learn the mechanics of a man, and men have to learn the mechanics of a woman. And it takes time before you go in there and just, "Hi, how you doing? I got an itch." And the
Right.
next thing you know, you're an empty tank. You didn't let go of all your liquid crystal brothers. Sisters are built different. But the only thing is, I'm giving a special acknowledgement to another brother friend of mine, uh, Joel Benjamin, 528. You have something called sexual transmitted trauma.
Mm. Absolutely.
So you might have a fine, bootylicious young lady look, but you got to sensitize yourself so that you can hear the whispers of her heart, the echoes of her womb before you invest physical encounters. You have to become like a ship that floats over her aura so that you can assess whether she has been in good, healthy emotional state, or is she a survivor of heartbreak. And remember, we're in this dark age of broken hearts and wounded souls, men and women. So, with that being said, study to show thyself approved. So that's the
And
answer to that, Slim Diesel. All right. And the next question: so should humans meditate or pray to bring their minds to high level? All right, that's a good question, Donald. Thank you for that question. Listen, the difference between prayer and meditation. Prayer is talking to your divine. Meditation is listening. And the divine is in, for men, is in our hearts. And for women, listening to their womb. Get out of your fake masculine being in
mm,
your head because you have too much fire and you lose all your hair.
indeed.
So
Indeed.
get out the crystal, get into your crystal womb and get out of your mental tomb. Because if you notice, listen to this, Asir, and all of your generation that's listening, you can tell that the majority of the male population is gradually being feminized for slavery when brothers ask each other, like they greet each other and say, instead of saying, hey brother, how you doing, what's going on, how you doing, they say, hey, how you feeling? What do you mean? I ain't your bitch.
Right.
Feeling is a feminine force. How you feeling? Because you ever listen to ladies closely, seldom do they say they think, unless they're in their fake masculine. If you listen to the conversation, I feel this, I feel that, I feel this, then how does your womb feel about this crystal?
Mm.
Because testosterone has us critical thinking. That's why I say the three things that young men need to have is martial arts, music, and mathematics. Martial arts, music, and mathematics. And the math that you can learn that they're not going to teach you in public school is called Vedic, VEDIC, Vedic math. And I'm going to put that in the banner. Vedic math is a form of math that the ruling class studies to be able to do everything from addition to calculus in your head within seconds. This is the math of success, family. This is the math right here. All right. This is the math of success. What's the name of the object we can buy on Amazon again? Oh, it's called Acacia coasters. I'm gonna type. Acacia is ACACIA. I'm gonna post it right here in the chat. Okay, Acacia coasters. All right. And start study. You could find it on YouTube. Vedic math. And Vedic math is simple rules because you got to get away from the Rockefeller miseducation to make you mental slavery. And you got to be careful with the music you listen to. Music can take you to the highest realms or the lowest pit.
Absolutely.
And the music of
Absolutely.
today shuts down divine DNA.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I talk a lot about that too on my show on Order of the Ancestors, man, because I'm also an artist as well. So I love to create like music. So, you know, that's another thing too. Like when it comes to like meditation, you can get into that alpha theta state whenever you're doing something that puts you into that pocket or to that zone. Like, I mean, even just doing music can put you into like a state of meditation. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's, man, music is universal language, is everything. It can raise your frequency or it can lower it. This is why it's such an attack on the music right now. If it wasn't that important, then trust me, they would not be attacking the music the way that they are. It's a reason for that, you know.
Yes.
Yeah,
And I want you
definitely.
to, I'm going to share this. I shared this on yesterday's show. I'm going to share this with the listening audience here again about the miseducation that the Rockefeller diabolically designed for to create slavery. Share screen. Hold on, family. And maybe you can hear it from there. Um, share. And then what I'll do is turn it on. Hold on.
If you can. You know, I've been thinking lately, maybe a lot of the world's problems, society's problems, goes back to this man, John D. Rockefeller. We all know him, an American business magnate. People say he's a part of the beep. I'm not going to say the word. People say he's a part of secret societies, all this. I'm not going to talk about that. Let's look at the facts. He set up the General Education Board in 1902 in America, influencing the American education system forever, donating $1 million in 1902. And since then, the family has donated hundreds of millions to that fund. And look at this quote: I don't want a nation of thinkers. I want a nation of workers. Because the thing is, it's very easy to control the workers. It's very difficult to control people who think. So have a think.
You see that?
Mm.
All right. I'm gonna find some more. And
Yeah.
let me put that away now. So we've been bamboozled, family. We've been miseducated. And Carter G. Woodson wrote the book Miseducation of the Negro. All right. I'm gonna find another one on Rockefeller education, and he literally messed with the medical, because schools in America was originally plant-based. And it was Rockefeller changed that. All right. Let's see. This is I'm looking for shorts. Give me 1 second. Here it is. Let me see. I'll pull this one up.
Here's how millionaire William Rockefeller created $36 million in cash out of thin air. First of all, he purchased a company called Anaconda Copper for $39 million, but told the new owners not to
Okay, hold on. Let me make sure that's the right one, family. Bear with me, brother Ausere. Birth of modern medicine. Here it is, right here. Okay, hold on.
Around the same time that John D. Rockefeller seized U.S. media, he also hijacked U.S. medicine.
Okay, hold on. Let me put this up.
Could be produced from petroleum. America's top oil mogul ordered his army of propagandists to invert reality accordingly. Medicines used for thousands of years were suddenly classified as alternative, while the new, petroleum-based, highly addictive, and patentable drugs were declared the gold standard. After buying the German pharmaceutical company that manufactured chemicals of war for Adolf Hitler, Rockefeller leveraged his political influence by pressing Congress to declare natural healing modalities unscientific quackery. Rockefeller then took control of the American Medical Association and began offering massive grants to top medical schools under the mandate that only his approved curriculum of the healing powers of herbs, plants, and diet was erased from most medical textbooks. Doctors and professors who objected to Rockefeller's plan were crucified. Around the same time that John D. Rockefeller seized U.S. media, he also hijacked U.S. medicine. When it was discovered that drugs could be produced from petroleum, America's top oil mogul ordered his army of propagandists to invert reality accordingly. Medicines used for thousands of years were suddenly classified as alternative, while the new, petroleum-based, highly addictive, and patentable drugs were declared the gold standard. After buying the German pharmaceutical company that manufactured chemicals of war for Adolf Hitler, Rockefeller leveraged his political influence by pressing Congress to declare natural healing modalities.
Now this is a real Darth Vader.
Rockefeller then took control of the American Medical Association and began offering massive grants to top medical schools under the mandate that only his approved curriculum of the healing powers of herbs, plants.
This is present day medicine.
Most medical textbooks. Doctors and professors who objected to Rockefeller's plan were crucified. Around the same time that John D. Rockefeller seized U.S. media, he also hijacked U.S. medicine. When it was discovered that drugs could be produced from petroleum, America's top oil mogul ordered his army of propagandists to invert.
So that's what modern day medicine is about. Is made of oil. Okay?
Absolutely.
We've been bamboozled. We've been miseducated. And people today are still slaves because they basically working from 9 to 5, the best hours of their life, for a business that's not even theirs. From 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. or some people work afternoon. A lot of our folks, we work afternoon shifts and night shifts.
Right.
You know, when you're supposed to be sleeping in darkness. And I got to start going to bed earlier because I like going to bed around midnight.
Me too. Sometimes I get You know, sometimes I'm up late, especially when I activate that creative energy, I can't go to sleep. It's like
You got
once it
that right.
starts turning, it's hard to turn it off. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, a lot of activity at nighttime, man. A lot of activity. And another thing too, I've been noticing, and I'm in the South, so I'm down south. So the stars, you know, it's been heavy at night. Like, listen, I was looking at some last night, and I'm seeing things that I never seen before in the skies, like heavy, you know.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, a lot of activity going on, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Which we know
And
that most of the activity we see outside is really going on inside of us, you know. But
and I'm going to share an I am by even I'm not the only one talking about I am.
mhm,
Reverend Ike would talk about science of I am, understanding who you are. Okay, here it is.
And you see, you come to that ultimate realization, and Dr. McCarthy is going to put this
Hold on, let me
on
bring
the
it up.
screen. The ultimate real.
Let me shut this off and bring it up full screen. I want y'all to hear this. Never mind the messenger, get the message. Here it is. Share and screen. You have me going in tonight, Ausere. Here it is.
And you see, you come to that ultimate realization, and Dr. McCarthy is going to put this on the screen. The ultimate realization that brings money to you. Here it is. I am money.
mm,
Did you see that?
I am is
Let me play
God.
that again. Listen, we gotta get ready because World War III is around the corner, and we got each other, and that's it. I'm gonna play that back again.
And whatever you add to I.
Here it is. Bear with me, family. Let me bring it up. Playing it again.
And you see, you come to that ultimate realization, and Dr. McCarthy is going to put this on the screen. The ultimate realization that brings money to you. Here it is. I am money.
The words I am and what follows I am comes to you.
You see, I am is God.
This is real facts.
And whatever you add to
yeah,
I am, you become. Whatever.
Okay?
right,
That's
right.
it. All right, I'm gonna stop. You are the
Yeah,
best thing. Muhammad Ali used to say, I am the greatest. If you dream of beating me up, you better wake up and apologize. We got to believe
mm,
in ourselves.
absolutely.
Neville guarded Reverend Ike, and he was taught, Neville Guarded was taught by a Moor named Abdullah from the Caribbean who wore a
Yeah,
turban. He would wear a turban. And during
right.
the
Yeah,
racist 20s, he would go to Carnegie Hall, sit in the front seat, because in his understanding of I am, he would move like a mind bending Jedi. And so can you. I am loving all life. And yes, I am all life loving me. So we have to use our acoustical abilities to transform our world while we have a crystal, Asir.
yeah, definitely,
A crystal
definitely.
will amplify your positive affirmations 600%. Your crystals chanting will amplify your positive affirmations 600%. I had a young sister ask me for some money. I said, write yourself a check for the amount of money you want and tape it to your bathroom mirror, tape it to your door, tape it to your head of your bed, tape it to your kitchen above your stove so that your mind can manifest whatever you put on that check. And don't do a dollar, add some zeros.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Especially right now. It's the time to do it.
Yes.
It's the time to do it. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And the biggest thing for us who have been broken is to say, yes, I am worthy. So do an affirmation, say, yes, I am earthly wealth and abundance. And yes, I am worthy. And repetition, to repetitiously say these affirmations, you will manifest. It's the law. But repetition will break the conditioning from conception to the age of 7.
Yes.
Whatever, if you was raised by healthy, righteous mother and father, or if you was a child of trauma, repetition, I am repetition can break the spells.
Yeah. Reprogramming the subconscious
Reprogram.
mind.
I am worthy. Yes, I am. Because you can go up against a forgotten program of your youth.
Mm-hmm.
First time I looked in the mirror, brother Ausere, I didn't even like my reflection. I remember that. And I was about 6 or 7. I didn't like my reflection.
Right.
I was like, my hair was too curly. I had on I didn't like myself.
Right.
How many of us can relate to that? Can y'all remember the first time you looked in the mirror? And I remember the first time my son looked in the mirror as a child, he smiled at his reflection. And he was like 1 year old.
Yeah.
That's the programming.
It's a lot of adults that can't look in the mirror now for longer than 5 minutes. You know, it's hard because, you know, you have to face yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you become what it is that you really want to see, you know, looking into that mirror. So it's a lot of something. And another thing too, I know, like, you know, it's hard for some to sit in silence with their own mind, you know, their own thoughts. Because you know, sometimes those demons start whispering to you, trying to get your attention because you have to deal with them. You know, you got to turn around and face it. Yeah. So yeah, man, that's just something we have to work through, them traumas, man.
Yeah.
We got to work through them. They not leaving. They not going nowhere.
Right.
So we face them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And look at what you're saying. It's a mirror that's made of mercury. And mercury is the metal of magic. Mercury, family, is a metal of magic. Don't go and buy some liquid mercury. You can jack yourself up.
Yeah.
But just know that your mirror, a glass mirror, is made from mercury. Them plastic, I don't know about the plastic mirrors, but a glass mirror has mercury. And mercury is the elegba. It's the gate. It's the stargate. So if you can't look at yourself, and that's great, Ausere, that you brought that up. You can't look at yourself. That means you don't love yourself. Who programmed you and how to break it?
Hank, let me ask you this. So is there a direct correlation between what Mercury that we're talking about now and the planet Mercury?
Good question. That would be astrology, and I'm not up on astrology.
Right.
But Mercury wraps around the sun faster than any other planet. I think that's true.
Yeah.
The closest planet, I think, is Mercury. Then after that is Venus. Am I right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Family, anybody in the chat, comments? Which is Mercury the first planet in our solar system that moves around the sun fastest? And I think the one that's the furthest away is Neptune, I believe. But Mercury, there's a connection. I know my friend, he's now an ancestor, Professor Kareem, said that jinns in Sufism, jinns was fed mercury, or to give an offering of mercury to bring a jinn to you.
That's interesting.
Oh yeah, and it's secret. It's
Yeah.
secrets as far as
Yeah.
spiritual practices using mercury for their incantation or their formula. And if you don't have mercury and you don't have tobacco, it's considered like, okay, you don't have some of the main pieces of the puzzle.
Right. Right.
But just having a mirror, make that a round mirror. Make your cell phone oval. Paint the corners if you can, or tape it and feel the difference in the energy.
True indeed.
Now, see
True
what I
indeed.
have on? I have a pyramid on my neck. And it looks like this. Let me show you. It's a variation that looks like this, family. And this is what we're going to be doing this Saturday at Nicholas Bookstore. Brother Ausere, I'm wearing a pyramid that looks somewhat like this. This is the two-tone. The top is amber and 24 karat gold, and the bottom is multi crystals. And that sacred geometry echoes through the rest of my body and activates the pyramid structures in my body, because we have pyramids in our body. Special acknowledgement to Lester Lovin. So sacred geometry is very important for DNA God gene activation.
The one that you have around your neck right there, or you carry that one, or is that one that's just personally made for you right there?
Well, this is the latest version that's going to be available for sale. I got to upload.
I'm trying to see it. So it's actually two pyramids. You said.
Yep.
One facing up and one facing down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Just like this. But inside the pyramid, Ausere,
as above, so below,
are xenon bulbs. Xenon.
Yeah.
Family.
I heard you talk about those. Yeah.
Yeah. Xenon is a cell regenerator and a psychic activator. This is some y'all get you some xenon bulbs and put that where your acacia is. But more important, if you put it on your body, it heals up pain. There's a whole bunch of therapies of xenon that's happening right presently today. The Russian athletes, they weren't allowed to inhale xenon gas because they became super athletes. So when you get a chance, family, look into xenon. That's why it's called noble gases. So I have xenon along with other supportive ingredients. And I found, and I'll share this, the xenon is amplified by the pyramid. Xenon is amplified by a pyramid. So those of you who,
what are some ways, like how do you actually, what are some things you do?
Make a pyramid and then place, or buy a pyramid. You can buy a pyramid off Amazon, a hollow pyramid, and then put a bulb of xenon inside the pyramid and see what happens. There's people who told me that they made a mask and put a bunch of xenon bulbs on the mask and took away all the wrinkles. There's been ladies that tell me that they put the xenon bulbs in there, made a customized bra with xenon bulbs, and it toned up their breasts.
Wow.
Healing of the knees, the joints, lower back. Putting the xenon bulb next to your water, and the water will charge up with the xenon. Not even speaking of writing a prayer and taping it around the xenon. Now, xenon gas is in the atmosphere. And what they do, they freeze the air and extract the gas from the atmosphere of xenon. And the noble gases are known as helium, neon, xenon, krypton, argon, radon. Radon is radioactive. You don't want to mess with radon. So the ones you can experiment with, families, are the bulbs. Unless you have a lot of money to invest, you can experiment with the bulbs of xenon, neon bulbs, krypton, argon. And there's argon bulbs out there, but you got to look for them.
Mm.
And then see what happens when you bring those together and see what you come up with.
Mm.
Instead of wasting time on social media looking for likes and hits, if you have the luxury of time to make a noble gas amulet for the purpose of manifestation, and if you're over the age of 25, for the purpose of regeneration. Because I think noble gas placed in the pyramid like it is here can activate your personal magic incantations. See, I got one of these on that's more like this.
Okay.
But inside, it's like this.
Right.
I drilled it out. And this is other shapes where I actually put the gases. I drilled out the hole, and you can do this with. What if you was to do that with acacia coaster? Take 2 acacia coasters and then put a xenon bulb in the middle.
You giving me some ideas now, Hank.
Young blood.
Yeah,
To you, I'm passing it on. I'm having ideas popping through. I never see. I'm gaining in sharing because I never shared that, but I never knew it. But I'm just getting. It's the energy's funneling through to share it. Take 2 acacia coasters and then put the xenon bulbs in between it. And they have different sizes on Amazon. And this common question that people ask is how much wattage? You don't need wattage because you don't use batteries and you're not using electricity. So you could try different shapes. But imagine taping the xenon on the coaster and making a xenon hamburger with the coasters being on the top and the bottom. Imagine. Imagine.
Sorry.
Imagine. And look at the word imagine.
I gotta try that.
The word imagine is I am genie. I am gene. I imagine I am genie. I am genius. Imagine I am genius. Let me see. I got a comment. Okay. Okay, here's a good question. Look. So if you have the gas inside the bulb, what need is there faith to recharge? There isn't any. We've been socially engineered to think that everything needs recharging like our batteries from the store. When the rest of the universe is using free energy, we're here paying for oil, coal, gas, gasoline. I remember when gasoline, Ausere, was 50 cents a gallon, $1 a gallon. Now it's like $3 to $4, maybe a higher.
Right.
That's greed, and more greed. And I hope I answered your question. All right. That's all I'm gonna share. Oh, let me share. This Saturday, I'll be sharing about the Pyramid Noble Gas series. Lloyd Strayhorn, Kafunya, and Kaba Kamini Iawatha will be at Nicholas Bookstore, 1396 Fulton Street, this coming Saturday, October 21st, from 6 to 9 p.m. Any questions? You can call Nicholas bookstore. I have to come up with the phone number, but yeah, you're welcome, Faith. And yo, Ausere, experience taping. Do an experiment and see what happens when you take a xenon bulb
Mm-hmm.
and tape it to your favorite crystal and see what happens.
Right. I was already kind of thinking that when you were
Yeah.
speaking. Yeah.
And
Yeah. Definitely.
because if you can charge up water, and let me tell you what happened when I put the xenon bulb next to the jug of water. The
Yeah.
plants in my room started growing like crazy, like I was feeding them some kind of super vitamin.
Mm.
So
Wow.
that means that the water was activated.
Right. Right.
And then my cat, who has his own little water fountain, comes up to me when I sit down because I have my water jug next to my bed. Because you know, you be thirsty sometimes while you sleep. Cat looked me in my face like, yo, I want that water. Pour it out, buddy. And he has me feed him water from my paper cup. And he be catching it like this. But he prefers that water that's been having a xenon bulb sitting next to it.
Mm.
All right. So this is wide open for research and experiments. And I'm going to share this paper from a book called Einstein Doesn't Work Here Anymore. And I'm going to go full screen on this. Let me see if I could how can I do a full screen? Let me see. Can I do a full screen? Yeah. Maybe I can I don't know how I would do that. Let me see. No. Yeah. Oh, I'll just make it big enough so I can read it. A clear pattern has emerged from our research in connection with the gas xenon, namely its use in the area of regenerating worn, wasted, or degenerated tissues of all kinds. Perhaps this could better be stated in terms of helping the body to regenerate its own tissue, for this appears likely to be the process at work. We have theorized that the body is capable, in principle, of regenerating virtually all kinds of tissue completely, but that this ability is interfered with in many cases by toxic thoughts and habits of eating and living which strain the body's energy reserves and dissuade it from tackling any tissue reconstruction project that it does not consider to be essential to survival. Thus, the body will exert itself to knit up broken bones, heal open cuts, and rid itself of viral and bacterial organisms. I see so many people with face condoms full of fear. And
Yeah.
imagine if they had a xenon bulb in their hat instead of a face condom of toxic paper. However, it will not normally undertake tasks of a purely cosmetic nature, like converting scar tissue to normal tissue or the regrowth of lost digits, arms, and the like. Our experience has indicated that there is much opportunity for further research with the inert gas in the area of tissue regeneration. In the following example case, a degenerative condition in the right hip joint was apparently being fostered by a toxic thought, toxic emotion. That's where we don't forgive. Oh, I'm going to hold on to it. And when the latter is dislodged by the use of the gas krypton, krypton helps stubborn people release the toxic emotion that's breaking the body down. The body was able, with the help of xenon energy, to restructure and repair the worn or missing tissues in a relatively short time. Bam, there you have it.
Wow. New information. Definitely.
Oh, questions are asking, do you have an Instagram?
Yeah, you can go to My Instagram is at the House of Ancestors on Instagram. That's across Instagram, and I don't really use Facebook, but I do have a Facebook also at the House of Ancestors as well. So yeah.
Daromi, what's up, Aries? This sister is a natural comedian, family. She's naturally gifted as a comedian. Comedians are not made, they're born, and she is born comedian. Every time I have conversations with her, it's funny.
Mhm.
Okay, the book, look for it. It's called Einstein Doesn't Work Here Anymore. And then she's saying, hi, family. Yeah, she is a comedian. Funny. She is funny. Maybe one day we can get her on the show. No, I'm Sagittarius. You Aries, right? I'm a Sag. Yep. And oh, okay. For those of you who would like to, if you're not already a part of the WhatsApp group, don't join if you are not if you don't have memory on your phone, because it goes. It's like about 800 people, but they network and you got a lot of information. All right, that's the link to the WhatsApp chat, and the Sunday, which is exclusive to I Am and spiritual practices. Here's the link. Yeah, and Aries sister, who's beautiful and funny. Imagine meeting a sister that make you laugh all day. That's an
Oh
elixir
man,
of joy.
best of
Imagine
both
someone
worlds.
that keeps you laughing all day. Seer.
Yeah, that's a rare commodity now.
You better believe it. You know,
Yeah,
because you know, there's a lot of pretty ladies out here, but then they're like, you know, but comedy,
yeah,
man.
like yeah, like even to be able to hold a conversation is a rare commodity in this age. Hard, you know, for real,
Yeah.
man.
And so, family,
So how do you go ahead?
go. What you said?
Oh no, I was just gonna say so. So how do you like um so when you having conversations and when you come across people who might not be on your frequency or you might be on different vibrations and you know meanwhile you in your mind you kind of you know you thinking about something totally in a different realm of reality or existence and then the other person is more so talking to you about uh, you know what happened on the BET Awards last night or
Oh, I just
something that
listen. I just listen. You don't try to
right,
convert
right.
people. Don't waste your time trying
Absolutely.
to convert.
I agree. I agree.
Don't convert nobody.
Yeah.
You do what's
Yeah.
good for your heart and your soul. You know,
Absolutely.
seek and you'll find, knock and the door will be open to you, ask and you'll receive. Now, family, if you want a mission, I'm going to share this, brother, with all your listening audience, your young folks. Imagine if you do an affirmation. Yes, I am revealing the science secrets of regeneration and levitation.
Mm.
Yes, I am. And imagine being patient and persistent and seeing where that takes you. You know, it's okay here. And imagine saying this, family. This is the integration of I am affirmations. Okay. Saying, I am. Yes, I am. Revealing the science, the secrets of Xenon. Yes, I am. I am revealing the science and the secrets of love within me. Yes, I am. So that acoustical shovel, you can dig deep down the rabbit hole and activate your 12 strand, 22 strand, 26 strand, 144,000 strand DNA with the
Mm.
shovel of I am affirmation.
Mm.
Imagine. I am. Yes, I am revealing the science of teleportation. Yes, I am. Imagine remembering, because everything is in your DNA. Teleportation, levitation, all that is within us. And you can unlock it with repetitious I am affirmations.
Mm.
So I share that. We're going to wrap it up because it's almost 2 hours. Ausere.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Can I say this before we go, Hank?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So make sure this also will air on my show as well, which is make sure you check out Order the Ancestors Radio every Wednesday at 11 p.m. Eastern. If you're not awake at that time, all you have to do is email me at info@thehouseofancestors.com, and I'll put you on the list and I'll send you copies of the show. So that's Order the Ancestors Radio. You can get there by going to WDRBmedia.com, click listen live, or you can stream WDRB Media on Apple Music, Alexa, TuneIn app, and the radio app. So I wanted to say that.
Yeah,
And I
that was
appreciate
good.
it.
Hold on. You know what? I want to put up your flyer. Kenny
Okay.
Vaughn, what are you
Okay.
talking about? I allow. See, our folks,
Cool.
man, we gotta learn muscle, mental muscle. Why ain't nobody say I allow? I am. Imagine Muhammad Ali saying before the George Foreman fight, I allow.
No, you don't want to say that. No.
No, I allow. Listen, this is something you can do because we are the hated, despised, fallen gods and goddesses. I am divinely protected. I am master shield of protection surrounding me, my children, or my grandkids, or my nieces and nephews. Yes, I am. And while driving a car, before you turn on the ignition, you say, yes, I am invisible to all negative law enforcement. Yes, I am. Yo, look. We talking about teleportation. Look what's happening with the screen.
Mm.
Yes, I am divine harmony with all my coworkers. We haven't, as a people, we fell from the misuse of our gift from the one most high, that boneless organ called our tongue. And you know, our sisters talk more than brothers. So the sisters, if they would learn to reconnect to their heart and reconnect to their womb, imagine how the world would transform. If you do prayers for the world, my sisters, imagine the world between your beautiful knees and do I am affirmations to Mother Earth from your womb. It's not in your head. The head don't need your head. Your head needs your crystal womb to transform the world. And brothers and sisters, imagine the world between your palms. Ye are gods. And do prayers for the world, because this world, the sinister forces want to create World War III. They're already talking about it.
Yeah, it's already happening. It's already happening.
So this is when the Jedis rise to the occasion with your crystals and your prayer sticks. And they say it ain't going down like that. Here's the latest Christ born in the Congo. Call and ask for assistance from Simeon Toko. Ascended Master Sheikh Amadou Bamba. Here's Saint Germain. Here's Archangel Michael of Africa. Here's the Ethiopian Jesus. Look at Brother Man. All right. Here's my brother Nikolai Tesla, who is trying to bring back Atlantean energy technology. Here's Enoch the Ethiopian, who became Metatron. Here's Sanat Kumara. And this is what our brothers and sisters have to realize. I searched for God and found only myself. I searched for myself and found only God.
Indeed.
And then you can do I am affirmations. And this is too many to read, but I'm just going to leave it on the screen so you can pause in the blue. Yes, I am divinely protected every day in every way. Yes, I am. Okay. And I do have orgone, but you got to be patient because everything is handmade. And one more thing, Ausere, tap into Kinkaliba tea. Look at what this tea from South Africa. It looks like this on Amazon. Sehaw tea, SEHHAW. Now that's the spirit name to activate the tea. And look at the benefits: anti-cancer, weight loss, anti-diabetic, anti-inflammatory, lowers blood pressure, digestive aid, liver detox, gallbladder.
Wow.
All right.
Oh yeah. What's that called again?
This is called Kinkaliba tea. And when you get the tea, you chant the sacred name on the tea. Siha, Siha, Siha. I love you. Siha, Siha, Siha. Can you please assist? And then whatever you need assistance in. And then when you really want to get interesting, first I'm going to see if it's okay. Imagine Ausere putting a little bit of Siha Kinkaliba next to the xenon bulb.
Man, listen, per activation. I'm picturing some of this stuff like even while before you say it, like definitely.
Okay. Now this is the acacia tree. Now, our ascended master, Sheikh Amadou Bamba, said the acacia tree, this is a spirit tree, an African spirit tree. Okay. This is where you get gum of Arabic, honey, and the wood is considered one of the most powerful spiritual wood that was revered to this day. Look at the benefits of acacia beads and wood. Tree of life, burning bush of Noah, burning bush of Moses, Noah's Ark, Ark of the Covenant, Ark of the Tabernacle. All right. Helps improve meditation, creativity, intuition, mental clarity, personal bliss. And the mystical name, I'm sharing it, passing the ball. You ready? According to Sheikh Amadou Bamba, Kinkaliba, mystical name is Siha. But the mystical name to awaken the acacia wood that you would put in the corners. Hear me, family. Jalaban. 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 All right. And you can talk to your crystals. Here's an acacia and amber gold pyramid on top of the double terminated crystal. Rotating, because when you rotate a crystal, that's when the energy comes out. You can just get one of them simple rotating platforms or eBay or Amazon, something like that. Okay? All right, man. That's about all.
All right.
Thank you for having me on the show. And thank you for creating this show and this platform.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah, definitely, definitely. I appreciate you being on it, man. I appreciate, inviting me on yours as well, man.
Yeah, this was great. And I want to thank all of the audience who was participating, and may the force be with you.
Absolutely.
With that being said, let me think and see if there's anything else to share. Oh, yeah. Here's original Mother Mary that the Pope worships. Deep chocolate Nubian goddess. from antiquity. All right.
Also, Hank, if you could put the flyer up for me before we
Oh yeah,
exit.
thanks for reminding me.
Yeah.
I had went off on a tangent.
Hey, I didn't want to stop you. You was in the zone, man. I didn't want to stop.
Yeah, I was zoned out, man. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hey, family, hold
I'm
on. Here it comes. Let me see. I think I got my backup phone. Let me see. Here it comes through. Yeah, here it is. All right, hold on 1 second. Let me just move. Hide this for a second. Hang up on this one. Quit. Do. Yeah, this is a nice flyer, man. Who did this flyer for you?
I actually did it all. I actually do all my designs myself. Actually.
Very good. This is a good one, fam.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna pull this up right now, so everybody can tap in and recognize it.
Absolutely.
Open. And here I'm showing it now. Tell them what they're looking at, brother.
Yeah, what you're looking at right there, that's just my flyer for Order the Ancestors Radio. Once again, it's every Wednesday, 11 p.m. Eastern, you know, where spirituality and ancient knowledge meets music and culture. I also do a lot of celebrating, you know, real hip hop. If you like a true hip hop head, I get into like the vibrations of the music. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, make sure you tap in every Wednesday, 11 p.m. or email info@thehouseofancestors.com in order to receive copies of the show.
And this show, family, is recorded. So if you didn't catch it, it's all right. It's all right. You can. This is recorded, and you can watch it tomorrow, next week, days to come. Yo, that's a nice flyer, man. And I'm gonna read. Did you read what you posted on the flyer, right? Where spirituality and ancient knowledge.
Yeah.
You read? Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. So yeah, that's excellent. All right, I'm just seeing the last, trying to cover the last comments. You know, this is what I'm still in awe of. The black stone on the Kaaba in Mecca.
Mm.
The most sacred crystal in the world. When people do Hajj, they walk around the Kaaba, and in the northeast corner, Ausere family, is the black stone of Mecca. It's a black crystal. They say come from the heavens. Imagine that. That's deep, right?
Oh yeah.
For health, let me see if there's anything pertaining to health that I want to share real quick. Moringa. Here's moringa.
Throw everything away and replace it with moringa oleifera. And you better not scroll past this video. But first, I need you to hit the follow button and share it to everybody because they can all benefit. It has 7 times the vitamin C of oranges, 4 times the calcium of milk, 3 times the iron of spinach, and 3 times the potassium of bananas. Moringa is a fast-growing, drought-resistant tree that is native to India and Africa. It's anti-inflammatory, balances hormones, great for skin and hair, great for your heart, great for anemia. It's known as the horseradish tree, the benoil tree, or the drumstick tree. And these are the different parts of the tree that are used for medicinal purposes. You're gonna have to pause this part because I ain't naming all of this shit. You can get it in powder form, pill form, and you can even get the oil. Follow me for more shit like this.
So, Ausere and family, make it in capsule form, Slim Diesel. Make it in capsule form if you don't like the taste. I'm going to make me some moringa tea. I miss my tea. I've been drinking so much Kinkaliba or Sihar tea. I'm going to sometime switch up. You know what I mean?
Right. Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. All right. So, let's wrap this show up. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
In the spirit of Ubuntu. Ashe, aho.
Ashe.
Say
Peace.
often, yes, I am. Supreme shield of protection surrounding me. Yes, I am. Yes, I am remembering all I was born to do. Yes, I am. Take hold of your crystal, which will magnify your I am affirmations at least 600%. If you don't have a pistol, you better have a crystal.